Kia ora koutou, welcome in to Sky Rugby Club, the digital version, for another week. Great to have you joining us. Great to have these two troublemakers with us as well. As always, Joey Wheeler with the double thumbs up and his twin as well, Israel Dack. How are you two today? Yeah, well, you both did the double thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm good, thanks, Kirsty. Just a little bit poorer after Cup Day down in Christchurch. So my horses came in, so a little bit tail between the legs today.
You have any success, Izzy?
I was up and down like a roller coaster at Disneyland, to be honest. I went well in the first race, and then I gave it all back in the Cup, the main race. I went on Classy Brigade. Didn't go too well, but well done to Ray Green and Copy That. It was an awesome drive from Blair Orange here. But, yeah, Cup Day. First time I've woken up on a Wednesday and I'm not dusty. What's going on?
It feels quite good, eh, having a clear head. For once.
It does. I feel really switched on today. Let's rip into it.
You look 10 years younger. I can't wait to hear you two debate. We're going to jump straight into it. And first and foremost, the biggest news and quite shocking news that's come out this week. Aaron Smith has joined the All Blacks in Dublin ahead of their next match against Ireland as injury replacement. Now, we're assuming that's for Brad Weber after he got a massive smack to the nose. But what happens now? Because this is one of the best players in the world, period, regardless of position. Do they play him? Where does he fit, Joey?
I'm surprised. Obviously, it's a decent head knock, but I thought it might have been a slight knee jerk that they've pulled in Aaron Smith for the remainder of the tour. But to me, it says something that they're probably not quite happy with the way their game's panning out at the moment. I don't know if he plays this week. He hasn't played rugby in about a month, and I actually liked the performance of Finlay Christie last week. I thought he made a massive difference. He's in that ilk of Aaron Smith. Plays a real high-tempo game, manages to get to the rucks really quickly and shifts the ball. But, yeah, it's awesome to have, obviously, one of the world's best players coming in to inject his experience in the one and also hopefully get the best out of these other guys. But if I was in Ian Foster's shoes, I'd probably pick him. I'd throw him on the bench alongside maybe a TJ Perenara for this game, Digger. Your thoughts?
Look, to be honest, Joey, I thought hard and long about this one, and it is a case of, yes, he's the best halfback in the world, and it could be a lot easier just to chuck him in there. But I think for him and himself, you're probably throwing him in the deep end, and knowing the competitor he is, he'd recommend that he could go out and be the world's best and play extremely well. But let's be honest, he gets over there Wednesday. The main training run is Thursday, and he needs to be 100%. You can't put that on someone that's just flown 20 hours. And what kind of message does that send a guy like Finlay Christie, who has been slogging his guts out for 2.5 months, and someone comes over and just takes his position? So for me, I'm like you. I've loved what Finlay Christie's about. He's been really good for every opportunity.
This isn't the under-9s. This isn't the under-9s down at Ferns Park. Everyone doesn't just get a shot. You got the world's best halfback coming over.
It's the wrong message, Joey. Joey, he made the decision to stay home for his family. This is an opportunity for Finlay Christie to test himself against the world's best in Ireland. It doesn't matter. You gotta wait for your opportunity. And I don't think it's the right message if you take him over. If he is, then no, I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna backtrack. I'm gonna say this right now that TJ starts. Finlay is on the bench. Nuggy will get a couple of days to settle and recover, and then potentially look at next week. That is my thoughts.
What about this, Digger? What about this? Do you think Finlay to start? If you're gonna go with TJ and Finlay, what about Finlay to start? Just because of the pace that he plays the game. We saw it against Italy. Quite brilliant during the Rugby Championship as well when he got the opportunities. The pace that he plays the game, especially with this Irish defence that bring this rush defence outside in. They're so good at it. Last time we played in Ireland, they put us under all sorts of pressure. Is he the guy that might be able to break this Irish defence down? Is he a better fit for this test match, do you think?
No doubt he's got the skill sets in the game. He does play quick. He's got a great ability to anticipate where the play is going to be. He's very fit, and you spoke about it. We need nines to get to the ruck, clear the ball, guys that can attack that first, second defender around the ruck. But for me, TJ, I know he's got a ton of experience. He's been there. He knows what it takes at the top level. He's played Ireland many, many times. I just can't see Ian Foster in that, steering away and giving a guy like Finlay Christie. And that these two matches are critical, especially after that Italian game where they were very disappointing and they would be disappointed with how they played. These two matches, I want to see a ruthless All Black side, and they're going to be tested big time in these next two matches. If they don't win these next two matches, then where do they go? So for me, I can't see them steering away from that, picking Finlay Christie at 9. I reckon they'll go experience and bring Finlay on later in the stages.
Okay, well, I think you've decided who your 9 is. So who would your 10 be? Because that has been the debate raging literally for the last couple of years, and it just hasn't seemed to stop. Now, is Beauden Barrett your number 1 for this weekend, Joey?
Oh, look, I've been fan.
Don't sit on the fence.
It keeps rearing its ugly head every week. Look, to me, I think since Richie Mo'unga stayed at home for the birth of his second child, I think Beauden Barrett's game and being able to drive this All Black ship, when he's been in the driver's seat, this team's gone to another level. I think against this Irish side, I believe personally that Beauden Barrett is the better fit. I think against this rush defence, this flat defence that they're going to bring, Beauden Barrett's little short kicking game that he's brought into play over the last few weeks, we need to use that. His ability to play flat on the line, where he's a triple threat. His passing game might not be as good as Richie Mo'unga, but I think the way that he plays at speed and flat on the line, he's going to put this Irish side under a lot of pressure. But it also comes back to an old saying that we use in rugby, is you've got to earn the right, eh? And that's what it comes down to, earning the right. The forwards have got to earn the right for the backs to go around them. So if the forwards aren't doing their job and going through the middle of this Irish pack and getting gain line, getting quick ball, which we saw the last time the Irish beat us in Ireland, then we've got no hope of Bodie or Richie having any effect on this game. So for me, I'm going Beauden Barrett just purely on the fact that he's been our form 10 so far since Richie's come back. I think he's had time in the saddle on this All Black side. To use Dagger's sort of example before, he's played probably a few more minutes than Richie, and I think is probably just doing a slightly better job at the moment. It's such a tough one because it's horses for courses. Dagger, your take?
Yeah, what a luxury we have. What a luxury we have. We can choose from two classy 10s. But I'm the same as you, Joey. I think Beauden Barrett has taken his opportunity. And let's be honest, before the tour, if Richie was heading away on tour, I think Richie was potentially going to start. He is one of our form players. He was a form 10 throughout the Super Rugby competition, but things happened. He was having his second child, and then Beauden Barrett got his opportunity, and he has got better and better as the time went on. And I look back to that Wales game, playing his 100th test, big players step up. Beauden Barrett stepped up. He knows what it takes to play at the big moments, the big stages, and you spoke about it. Dublin, Ireland, they are a tough outfit. He's been there, he's done that. So for me, Bodie starts without a doubt. He's just getting better, and I think his ability he's getting his attacking game back, his running game. I think earlier on he was just happy with distributing, passing it to players around him, but now he's making that triple threat. He's making better decisions. He has seen those half gaps, and he is getting behind the gain line and getting behind the defenders and actually taking those half gaps. So for me, Beauden Barrett starts 60 minutes, Richie Mo'unga comes on and brings it home for the lads.
So we've decided we're Team Bodie then. It's going to be an interesting matchup
well,
as
we
well.
Agree on that one, Megan. We'll agree on that one.
Agree.
You swung me on the last. You swung me on the nines, but we agree on the 10s. Good on you, mate. Hey, and I understand there's a horse running in the Cup, bodes well, that Bodie owns as well. So you need to jump on that. Good omen, you reckon?
How good would that Saturday be for Marty Banks if Southland can get over Taranaki and his horse can win the Riccarton Cup?
What is it about these guys with horses? Like Mo'unga?
Do you not have one, Izzy?
Bodes well. There's one that called Izzy Dag, and it was a donkey, and it went to Australia. I don't have that.
It broke down every week. It broke down every week. That's the problem.
Its knees were no good.
Had to retire early.
Hey, let's talk about the NPC though, because, finals this weekend in the Heartland Cup as well, Lahore and Meads Cup. So good luck to those teams participating. But NPC, it is semi-finals time. The final four have been found in both divisions. There's only one game to both of you that matters, and that is Tasman taking on Hawke's Bay.
Oh, this is juicy. I want to ask Joey what he from the last match. I thought Tasman, they came with the game plan. They played extremely well. Hawke's Bay defended really well. What do you want to see Tasman do differently to get a better result for you, Joe?
Oh, dang it! Look, I think they need a surprise factor, right? They can't beat Hawke's Bay at their own game up in Hawke's Bay. They're just too good at it, and they're doing it too well. I think for Tasman to have a chance in this, they need to create unstructure. They need to give their that rocket ship backline they've got more opportunities. I think their attack has been a little dysfunctional this year compared to probably previous years, been a little bit predictable. So I'd like to see this Tasman team get a little bit unpredictable. How do you do that? Well, it needs to be through your kicking game. Mitch Hunt needs to find grass, go long, and then force Hawke's Bay to kick back. Don't go to set piece. Hawke's Bay are too good at set piece. And the word is out of Tasman that they've lost Putty Parkinson for this game and potentially for the year with a serious knee injury. So to lose him as well, it's a massive strike weapon for this Tasman side at line-out time and their scrum. He adds a lot of weight to that right-hand side. If him and Quinton Strange aren't available, Quinton Strange is obviously struggling with with some nerve damage in his shoulder. Two experienced locks, man, it puts some real pressure on those young guys. So for me, they need to create unstructure through.
Joey's rolling up. He's
the only chance they got. I'm still going to back my Tassie boys, but I'm sure Goody, James Marshall, and the coaching staff are coming up with a cunning plan. Because I do remember back to, I think it was, Dagger, and I'm not sure if you were playing, but Hawke's Bay, I think it might have been 2008, 2009 maybe. Tasman, we were no good at that stage, right? And we'd just come off a loss to, I believe, Auckland, and we came down to Hawke's Bay, and we were $9 shots, head-to-head. $9 shot. Back then, you could have a punt on your team. Well, the Tassie boys emptied their pockets on fixed $9, and the boys came in, went home. We were going real good. So I think it's a similar thing. You know, they're battling. They're battling. They've got injuries, but this Hawke's Bay side, they're right for the picking. Probably getting a little bit too far ahead of themselves, Dagger.
Oh, Joey. I love how you clutch it at thin air, mate. Nah, look. To be honest, that last match, and Tasman traditionally they hold the ball the most in the competition. So they hold the ball, they build pressure, and they're able to score some great tries. From that last match, their only mistakes were at the breakdown. They got turned over quite a lot of times at the breakdown, particularly in Hawke's Bay's red zone. They had Hawke's Bay under immense pressure. The guys like Tom Parsons, Mick Alley too were getting in there and turning the ball over. Hawke's Bay feed off scraps. They live off 35, 40% possession in the game, 40% territory, so they play a lot down their own end. They're a team that love to play unstructured, Joey. So I'd love to see Tasman keep it unstructured because Hawke's Bay, with the ability to offload, play that freestyling kind of game. Lincoln McClutchy, how outstanding has he been? Danny Tuala, Stacey Ellie, Losangi Visaner at the back. He's been outstanding as well. So
they do, Dagger, but they still have a huge reliance on their set piece. And like I said, around what Tasman need to do, they need to be really accurate with their kicking game to nullify those threats because they aren't great kickers of the ball. So if Mitch Hunt finds grass and goes long, then Visaner, the likes of those guys that you alluded to, aren't great kickers of the ball. So that creates opportunity for this Tasman side. But I agree, mate. If both teams are willing to throw the seed around, it is going to be an entertaining watch because there are rocket ships galore across the park. Both back lines are absolutely stacked with talent.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's going to be a cracking game, Kirsty, but I think Hawke's Bay will be too good and they'll get up over 10.
You're going to do Joey dirty again, are you? Again. He won't come on next week if you keep treating him like this.
On this one. Tassie are just going to get it done. Mitch Hunt, either a Mitch Hunt drop goal or a penalty on about the 80,
another
81st, 82nd minute.
Another hell,
Well, tell us how you're emptying your pockets on for the rest of them. Of course, in the other Premiership semi-final, Waikato, home semi-final up against Canterbury. Who wins that?
Canterbury.
Waikato.
Different, you two, different.
Get up the Mooloos.
Canterbury.
Oh, okay. That's
Manawatu.
obviously.
Manawatu.
Yeah,
Canterbury,
Manawatu, Otago.
Manawatu, and Manawatu.
For you, Joey?
I'm going to go with me southern lads. They're going to create an upset on Targa. Come on, Targa, the golden no.
Taranaki, Southland for the final one. You talk about Tasman being outsiders. Well, what about Southland? They've won one game and they're into the semis.
They won one game and they're in a semi-final. What a joke. I hope they get pants on Taranaki.
What if they
I'll tell you one thing, who'll have one eye on the tally and one eye on the game, that'll be Marty Banks, mate. So Taranaki will give them an absolute hiding.
Too good, too good. Hey, one other thing that we want to talk about before we let you get to golf, Izzy, and you jump back into your holiday mode, Joey. The Black Ferns, we've seen them. They're halfway through their end-of-year tour now. A couple of matches against England didn't go their way. They've got a couple of redemption matches, I should say, against France. But what do you think is happening over there? Is it just the fact that they have not had game time at international level?
For me, I think it just really enforces how important this next competition is, Super Rugby Aupiki. I really do mean that. Like, you look at England, they've had a very professional competition for a while now. They've played 14 tests. They are an outstanding test side, and they put the young, inexperienced Black Fern side under a lot of pressure. So I just really emphasise that this Super Rugby Aupiki, I hope it's not a one-off year and it just gets left behind. I think we need to keep trugging with it. I think we need to keep giving these girls an exposure at the next level, playing each other constantly, but also there needs to be a competition, an international competition, because those girls over in England, they play a Six Nations competition, so they're constantly playing rugby together all the time. So however NZR does it, we need a competition down here that keeps these girls playing week in, week out, because we can't, the World Cup is next year. It's a big part of the calendar. I'm happy that they're learning those learnings right now, but going forward, we need some sort of competition to help these girls and help these ladies prepare. So when they go over there, they don't get a trouncing 50-odd nil. And saying that, look, I think there was a lot of good learnings from that first game to the second game. Our one and only Stacey Fleuler, she was outstanding at centre. I thought she really stepped up and played outstanding. So, look, there is a lot of shining light, but just really emphasising that the need for these competitions for the girls. What about you, Joey?
Yeah, I agree, Dagger. We alluded to it last week, the importance of Super Rugby Aupiki for these ladies to be involved in, because I think we saw the glaringly obvious to everyone that the preparation of that England side, not only having a domestic competition, but also having the ability to play in the Six Nations comp, they're just so much more prepared. They've got the ability to tap into that high performance environment, so they're always around trainers, medical staff, all those little things that add up to a better performance. I think we saw that. I'm a little bit worried about these next couple of test matches against the French as well, because I thought our girls just looked underdone. And I think some of them, and I hate to say it, maybe a couple of our older heads are sort of maybe a little bit standoffish, and we're sort of maybe seeing the end of some of these greats. I hate to say that, but I just think we've got to start bringing through a bit of that young talent that we saw that have been exposed on this tour already to get the most out of them. But, yeah, the importance of an international competition for these ladies to play every year, year in, year out, to prepare them, because these one-off test matches here and there just isn't enough to get them to that next level, because World Cup not too far away. And, man, if that's meant to be a World Cup winning side from the last World Cup going up against the number one ranked side, then the World Cup's going to be pretty tough for these ladies pretty tough Everest to climb for them to get back to that pinnacle. So, yeah, some awesome opportunities for them with that Super Rugby Aupiki, and I think that will bode well. But it's more so at that next level, the international level, making sure that there's some meaningful games year in, year out.
Yeah, we cannot get left behind, but if there's one thing we know about these ladies, they will not give up, they will not be mediocre, they will keep fighting to be better and better and put the mana back into that jersey. Gentlemen, brilliant as always, great debate. Izzy, where are you off to play golf?
I'm going to Clearwater and I'm going to take their money, and I need some money because I've lost a fair bit this week. So anyway, let's go.
Enjoy, Joey. Enjoy the rest of your break in Mount Maunganui, and we'll see you guys both next week. Thank you so much for joining us once again on Sky Rugby Club. Remember, Sky has you completely covered for all your coverage over the weekend, so get involved, get stuck in, and we'll see you back here, same place next week.